classical music. Whenever this term is uttered, we always think of art music from the Western world. When we think of classical music, terms like cultivated music, canonic music, religious music would often come to mind. From a contemporary popular culture's point of view, when we think of classical music, we usually think of the word boring. And some of us might even say and dismiss it as music for the elite. Assembled on stage behind me is a group of classically trained musicians. And you might think, oh, I think they're going to play some classical music. What could it be? Bach, Mozart, or even some Vivaldi? We get that a lot. And sometimes we ask ourselves and we ask our friends, are we really limited to playing classical music? Do we really have to be pigeonholed into doing this? Well, we are Remix. We are a group of classically trained musicians who believe that music can transform and be transformed to mold with popular culture to become contemporary relevant to our audience. When Remix first started in 2006, we had a great opportunity of working with many like-minded composers and practitioners from other art forms. We were able to explore music by the Beatles, which were given a Baroque twist. We were able to bring the very palpable, feet-stomping rock and roll feeling of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody to the concert hall. And conversely, we were able to bring Beethoven's Fifth Symphony to the dance hall. Yes, through the great and late Iskandar Ismail, he transcribed the Beethoven Symphony into a samba. We had the opportunity to come closer to home. We played music from Chinese films, such as 情人的眼泪, that's Lover's Tears, and 欢颜, which is Your Smiling Face. Tonight, we are going to present for you one of our favorite pieces from our earlier programs. This is 月亮代表我的心. Thank you. This is The Moon Represents My Heart. This work was arranged for us by Kelly Tang, the recipient of the Singapore Culture Medallion, which is the island's top arts honor for a musician. Our take tonight for the piece is very meditative and tender. If you allow yourself to relax a little bit and let the music take you to where it might suggest. For some, you might picture yourself hand in hand with your significant other, walking down along the stream, beside the stream, absorbing the landscape of the Austrian Alps, and you might even pick up a little hint of the soundscape of a Mahler symphony lingering in the air. 7 years ago, Remix commissioned Julian Wong, a recipient of the Young Artist Award. Again, this is Singapore's highest award for young artists, for a piece of music bearing the tunes of P. Ramlee. The show was premiered to a sold-out crowd at the Esplanade Recital Studio, and Julian, he gave a very charming and mesmerizing lecture so that the audience could have a grasp of all the technique and devices he used to make the tunes come alive. Fast forward to this year, 2025. Julian and Remix revisited the P. Ramlee suite. However, through sheer serendipity, the founding director of Wild Rice, Sir Ivan Heng, and its in-house dramaturg, Alfian Saad, they jumped on board, they worked on it, they expanded it, and transformed it into Tungku Sekejap, the P. Ramlee Suite, which is a 16-show run at the Wild Rice Theatre. With the evocative splicing of old vintage footage by He Ming, with the intimate setting of the Wild Rice Theatre, and with P. Ramlee making an appearance through an actor on stage, having a banter, an animated discussion with Julian, the arranger, with Julian explaining to him how he wants to keep his legacy ongoing. The audience found it very engaging, very accessible, and very moving. This is the magic of the dramatic arts coupled with the power of music. Tonight, we bring you an excerpt from the P. Ramlee Suite by Julian. You will be able to recognize two of P. Ramlee's most famous tunes. The first is Getaran Jiwa, which means vibrations of the soul. The second, Tungku Sekejap, which means wait a while. Why wait? Because according to P. Ramlee, it is raining outside. Wait a while and remain in my embrace. For the final piece, we will bring for you the Chinese song, 甜蜜蜜. For some of you, I would say more than some of you, you will know the music by its Indonesian name, Dayung Sampan. The lyrics actually pays homage and tribute to the Chinese migrants who navigated through the choppy seas to Southeast Asia to look for a better life. The arrangement, again, was commissioned by Remix from Dr. Kelly Tang. I'd like to invite you to pay attention to what our friends here can do to the instruments without the bow. And also, I'd like to invite you to guess which is Kelly Tang's favorite cartoon character. You will see later why. On this note, we like to say that many of us on stage, including many of you who are listening, may find that classical music might have taken itself a little bit too seriously. For this reason, Remix, my friends and I on stage, we make no demarcation, we make no distinction between popular and classical music. So what we hope to do is to continue to forge forward, to engage popular culture so that we can come up with new ways of thinking while holding on to very high demands, sensibilities, and sentiments of each side. We are happy to say that the divide is getting smaller and smaller, and hopefully, with your continued support, the divide one day will disappear. Thank you, and we wish you a pleasant evening.